I'm Nick Schaefer. I'm with Paul Cooke and special guest Devin Torres tonight. Welcome to Mid-Atlantic Wiffle Balls. Getting to know, it's a new segment where we do 5 questions with a wiffle ball player. So you as fans get to know them a little bit about their career and where they're going forward into the future. And tonight we have former playoff MVP of the 2019 season, Devin Torres, and Paul Cooke will introduce Devin.
So, Devin, last season was your first full season in MAW. Of course, people also may know you from Palisades for many, many years, and now you're a ECW East Coast Wiffle Ball League that starting up. Maybe this year, what happens, but sometime in the future. Member of Earl, who won the 2019 MAW tournament title. Great 3-way player, pitcher, defender, hitter. So, happy to have you in MAW and happy to have you here tonight.
Thank you, guys. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, you get to be the guinea pig here on the pilot episode.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
So let's jump right into it, Devin. So what are you doing? Most of us have a stay-at-home order. There's no live wiffle ball games going on. What are you doing, Devin, to stay prepared for wiffle ball?
Well, lately I haven't done much. In the beginning of, when it started getting warm out, I was hitting and I was throwing with Kenny Stengel. We work at the same place, so we both have a job that it's just like insane hours. It's so hard to tell when you're going to get off. So we try to find, a common time we can meet up after work. We'll go to a park by my house and just hit for as long as we want. And then we were really working on getting him ready for pitching. But since this has all happened, it's been hectic with work. It's been hectic, just being out in general and trying to find a spot where you're able to be outside with another person. It's insane. All the parks were closed for the longest time. So I've just been relaxing, letting my arm heal a little bit, and that's it.
So, Devin, you're a pretty athletic guy. Is wiffle ball your best sport, would you say?
I would say, yeah. If you want to, go through the wiffle ball baseball thing, it is a different sport, but I was good at baseball. I got recruited by a couple colleges at the end of my senior year. I played for the fall semester, and I got to let's say around winter time when I was I really don't want to do this anymore. Got to be such a job and just lost the fun of it almost. Just way too competitive, even with your own teammates. Everyone's trying to beat each other out. It was weird, but I missed that a lot. But all I played growing up was baseball and football. So
what makes wiffle ball fun then, Devin? You can tell that you have a lot of joy in the field. What makes it a lot of fun for you?
Yes, I like that anybody. It doesn't matter if you're athletic or a nerd. I don't know. Someone that can't swing a bat. If you get lucky enough, you're gonna hit a home run or you're gonna get a big hit. It doesn't matter. One little mistake could change a whole game. I like that. It gives people like me that still love the game, but I can't go. I don't know, 9 innings and walk the same way the next day. I'm still young, but it takes a toll on my back. I used to be a catcher, and that was just my knees and my back now are just not the best. So it gives me that competitiveness and the feel of being on a team with other guys, and I don't know. There's just something special about it. And you could still go hard, or you could play easy. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what I think is a lot of people have that same sort of, viewpoint of it. If it's less structured than baseball, so it has, it's more fun and you're more out there. Baseball, you've got 8 other guys on your team. Here, if you make a mistake, it's you're more into every pitch and whatever. And that's that's great.
Yeah, plus a lot of leagues like Mid-Atlantic and formerly Palisades, those leagues, you got a lot of video out there, and there's a million video of baseball. But if you look online for wiffle ball videos, it's a very small community. So you'll be in a lot of video if you're playing wiffle ball, which is really cool. You know what I mean? Like you're part of something pretty cool when you're on the video there.
Yep. There's no hiding in wiffle ball, that's for sure.
No.
Speaking of video and pretty cool, I think most would agree the most important play possibly and the coolest play last year was your catch in the wild card round. Talk about, do you remember what you maybe were thinking before the ball was hit, while it was hit, and of course after it was hit? What was going through your mind? What a huge play.
That was lucky, man, honestly. I just remember trying to set up where I'd watched all the guys hit the balls beforehand. So like every guy was playing a different spot. And it was on point. I just remember watching it go in and Kyle hitting it, but you can't really tell in the video. It was a knuckleball, and instead of like, knuckling like this, it went like this. And it kept like rising, and I was like kind of shocked by it almost. I didn't know what to do. I don't know if I like took a step forward or back or whatever, but I just kind of like swatted my hand up there like last minute to hopefully knock it down. And it went straight up in the air and like right to me. And I was like so lucky to be there. But it was like the coolest thing I think I've ever done in a wiffle ball game. So that was awesome.
Like Nick said, that saved the season. I mean, not just pretty much, it saved the season. I mean,
yeah. Didn't realize it at the time, but turned out, yeah.
So, like along those same lines, it's a championship game in a major tournament. Like the MAW playoff tournament or whatever. You can either you do one of three things. You can either make the game-saving catch to win the tournament. You can hit a walk-off home run, or you get the big out at the end of the game with, the opposing team's best hitter up. Which positions would you most rather want to be in?
I think I like the hitting the walk-off or the big home runner. I love that.
You got to do that last year, too.
Yeah. Same game. That was great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, similar to that, Devin, like if you had to choose, it's game 3. Would you rather be pitching game 3 at best out of 3, or would you rather have one of your teammates pitch and you get to focus on hitting?
That's a tough one because I do feel like when I'm throwing, like I'm super focused on that. And like I could feel like my arm throbbing and whatnot. So it's like I don't feel like I'm completely there. But I love being in that position of like game on the line, big spot. You got to get an out. You got to throw a strike. And I think I'd have to choose. I'd like to be on the mound. But we do have some great arms. So especially last year, I would gladly give the ball up. Joining halfway through, it's not my team. I feel like the whole season I was kind of just like, I'll follow whatever you guys want to do. I don't care where you put me, whatever you do. But I don't know, if it was my own team, I would love to be in that position. But when you got Jordan Robles next to you there, it's I'd let him do whatever he wants.
It's hard to say no to Jordan.
Yeah, no, of course. Great guy.
We were talking a bit earlier just about how wiffle ball is just, the fun factor in it and sort of the laid back factor. And like one of the things I've always loved about it is you get a lot of family members playing. You get a lot of, brothers and stuff like that. I know you've played with your brother Garrett for many years. So let me ask you this. This year, 2020, you and Garrett versus Tim and Ryan McElraths in a best-of-5 series. Who wins and how many games does it go?
Oh, man. That's really tough because there's been times – we played them so many times in Palisades. There's been times where Tim is perfect, or Ryan is perfect gamed us. And then the next game, perfect gamed us to the last batter, and I hit a walk-off home run. So like
Wow.
one little pitch, one little mistake. And then there's been times where I remember a series we played them, and I think we lost 11-9 or something like that.
Right.
I think I hit for the cycle. I hit grand slam, and Tim and Ryan must have had like 6 home runs combined. Like, we go back and forth a lot. That's tough. I don't want to like. I don't know. I don't know how Tim's arm would hold up in so many games, and I don't know how my brother's arm would hold up in so many games. They definitely can hit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
That's tough. I don't want to say like, I don't want to sound like a loser and be like, oh yeah, they'll win, But I don't want to like give up on me and my brother here.
Right.
I think I'll give it to them. They've got a good track record against us. They beat us in the championship. So they toughed it out a lot better than I toughed it out. I couldn't throw. So Ryan's a bulldog, man. So is Tim.
Yeah. We'll have to ask them. We'll be interviewing them in the future. We'll ask them what they think.
I know them. They're fighters, man. They're gonna say themselves for sure. I know it. Yeah,
I'm with you.
But rightly so. They're great.
Speaking of describing other players, Devin, how would you use a few words to describe each of your teammates? Let's start with Jordan. How would you describe him?
Jordan, insane. Extremely skilled. He is calm and crazy at the same time. Seems like nothing phases him. Clutch. He destroys me when I pitch against him. So it's scary.
How about Connor? How would you describe Connor?
Connor, I think he is crafty. He is, what's the word I'm looking for when persistent. Like, he doesn't give up. Like, he'll fight for each at bat, even if he looks stupid in the first 3. Like the 4th one, he's gonna still swing as hard as as ever, and he's gonna still try to hit that ball like always. Teammate, he's a good team player. He's down to do whatever to win. I mean, he's got just as much skill as all of us too. Like, just a skill.
How about Kenny?
Kenny?
Yeah.
I didn't even know, bro. He is like a freaking wizard with a moonshot. I don't know how he hits the ball when he stands so far out, and his long arms. Like, I don't know how he hits the ball like that. Just amazing, dude. He's clutch. I watched him in Texas also. Played with him. Hit off of some of the toughest pitchers, and he got very unlucky in a lot of situations. There was times where he would hit a ball in the air, and he would just get under it just a little too much and hit it to like the warning track, where it could have been like a huge home run for us. And that happened in Mid-Atlantic a bunch of times too. But yeah, another team player, helpful too. Like, he'll give everybody advice, on hitting and everything. And also, I want to add, probably one of the best defenders I've ever played with. I don't know how he does it, but he makes every single play in the field. He's so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Earl collectively, Devin, how in the world did you guys win it last year? I mean, let's break it down. They were the favorites. They changed their rosters. You had to fight to get into the playoffs. You battled to even make it out of the wild card round. Then you were down a game to Ridley Park in the championship, and you still won. How in the world did you escape and come back each time?
I think that's just having each guy in the lineup that you can rely on, each guy in the rotation that you can rely on. It's just like such a deep team there. Like, I think each guy could go two ways. Kenny is like rehabbing his arm, so he's been a little injured the last couple of years. But I think when he's healthy, he could be, just as good as anybody else. But I think we just trusted each other. Like, there wasn't really any moments where we were like, we're going home. This sucks. We drove all the way out here. Now we're going home. I think we were all expecting to be playing in the championship. I will say though, I was like completely shocked when I saw Connor hit that home run, because Loftus was shutting us down.
Mm-hmm.
He lost it a little bit, but he was shutting us down, and just like so thankful for that, because that was the biggest. I think that was a huge turning point. Connor had a huge hit there, but yeah, we were just, I don't know, we were never down. I don't think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, that was evident watching it from the side. You guys were always, rallying around each other in the wild card tournament or the championship tournament, even when you were down to, literally your final outs.
Yeah, a lot of passion there. There was a lot of passion in those games.
So for our bonus question, we asked Connor to ask you a question. So here's his question. I'll read it to you. It's two-parters. You can then answer. Kind of delves off of what we just talked about. So he goes,
okay.
How important do you think team chemistry is, and what do you think builds team chemistry? And then the second part of that is, and who is the best manager in Whiffs?
Oh man! All right. I think team chemistry might be the most important thing. I can relate that to when I was playing high school baseball. We were like the closest group of guys, I felt like. And we weren't the most skilled, but we made it to our state semifinals, and we have a county tournament that does all of Bergen County, and it's a lot of Catholic schools. So you got teams that are made up of guys from any town in New Jersey. Some of them coming from New York too. So they're just like stacked teams. And we were beating all those teams, and we would go out to Moe's, the Mexican eating, yeah. And we would go out after every win. I think we won 22 games. Every single win, we went out there. We were having like bonfires at people's houses, and just when you're that close, it's like everything's just simple. There's no fighting. You all trust each other. It's like you're all brothers. And yeah, I think I've had that with like every team that I've been on. It felt like the guys just trust each other. And you don't want to be playing with guys that are selfish. You don't want to be playing with guys that are, about themselves. It goes on the selfish thing. Like the guys that we were playing with, you want to play with them because, even if they strike out, well, they're going to give you advice, how to be better, or how to not make the mistake they did. Or there's guys that are just lifting you up the whole time. So I don't remember the full question, but
so what do you think builds team chemistry? Do you think there's anything? You kind of went through some of this stuff, just sort of. Yeah. But anything else, maybe like a wiffle ball, do you think builds it, or?
I think it's like I said, having each other's back, but also being able to like come through as well. Like it can be very. It can really like chop you down there if you're like, if I don't know how to explain it. If you're trying to like come back from a deficit or something like that, and you could have all like the building up, like everyone, the trust and all that. Mm-hmm. But if you can't come through, you keep losing like the tough games, then it's like hard to see it. It's hard to see like, well, we lost those games, but I do have good teammates. You know what I mean? You have to still like win. You have to, you have to do it. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard for me to, convey my thoughts sometimes, but you can understand that.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, Devin, it did seem like, correct us if I'm wrong, it did seem like the chemistry was pretty important with those comebacks we just talked about. Would you say that was pretty important to you guys winning the title last year?
Definitely. I think with any team that wins anything or that goes far into any season, I think that's because chemistry was definitely high, and it was a big impact on that team. So, yeah.
So just because Connor will kill me if I don't get an answer from you. So best manager in whiffs.
Not Connor. No, I'm just kidding. Connor's great. Connor's great. Yeah, I like Connor. He did a lot of good moves last season. So I'm gonna say for 2019, Connor.
Yeah, don't let him get too comfortable.
We'll see about the other years. Yeah, we'll see.
He's got a lot to live up to now. He can't get too comfortable.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so thanks to Devin for joining us here on this the pilot episode here of getting to know you. We'll be back with lots of guests in the future, lots of different guys from 2019 season and other seasons, and hope everyone enjoys this, getting to know the players a little bit. So for Nick Schaefer and Devin Torres, I'm Paul Cooke, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Devin.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.